Metro Louisville is made up of 26 districts. This podcast gives you a chance to connect with your council member and learn about what's going down in your district.
Welcome to the District Download, and thanks for tuning in. I'm Kyle, and today we'll be focusing the discussion on mentoring and hearing from both sides of a mentorship with Councilman Kumar Rashad and his legislative assistant, Trevin Bass.
How y'all doing?
Thank you both for joining us today.
Hey, thank you for having us. Appreciate you.
So, Councilman Rashad, you were appointed to serve District 3 in February. So let's first chat about your district and how it's been going. So can you describe the area you represent for the listeners?
Okay, yeah. My district is composed of mainly Shively. We do have Hallmark, Taylorberry area, and streetwise, I'm looking at most of the area between Rockford Lane in the south end to Algonquin, and then going another direction, we're talking about from Cane Run to 7th Street Manslick. And so it's a really diverse area and a really, really great historic area.
Excellent. So you're about 6 months into the job, and so how does it meet your expectations?
Wow, you know what? I think it far surpassed any of my expectations. I had a lot of ideas that I wanted to do, and now that I'm in this position, I have way more ideas that I want to do, and that I could see how we can move the district forward. But I'm really having a good time in this. I'm really enjoying the people who I'm meeting, and I really enjoy this type of work. So, kudos to those who've been doing it for a while.
And so do you have a favorite part about the position so far?
Well, I think my favorite part is really being able to listen to the concerns of the people in the area and really being able to act and do something, and I can see immediate effects or results. Trev and I go around all the time, and you need a sidewalk fix, something that level, and just any other level where we can see immediate gratification of work that has been done. It is really my favorite part, other than being co-sponsors on different ordinances and really just seeing how that thing affects the whole city, and just being really involved. And something really, really petty is I like my parking space outside.
I was waiting on that one. Yeah.
Could have led with that one. Prime parking. And also, it is true, as a council member, you now are in a position of power where if something happens, you can pick up the phone and people are going to answer and they're going to respond. And so it is definitely, I think, a benefit to the position.
You know what? That is absolutely a benefit, because before then it's just, you're in a position where you don't know how to let your voice be heard. So you get frustrated. It's a lot of, I need to do this. I need to talk to this person. I need to make sure that this happens. And now I'm that person that people come and call and say, I need to just make this happen. I need, and now I gotta, be on that other end, which is really good. We want people to be responsive to us. So we just really try to be responsive to everybody. I'm a social butterfly anyway, so I'm just going to be in the mix and just really just talking to different peoples and really enjoying that. So, I love this position.
So on the flip side of that, What has been the most challenging thing that you've discovered so far?
Well, I think the most challenging is that, is being patient. You have to be patient. There's some ideas that I have, and I want them done now, and I'm like that. I want this done now, and I can't get it now. It's not like fast food. You gotta really put in a lot of work. You gotta be patient. And just seeing that and there's a lot of follow through that have to follow up on what I want to do. I have to follow up on conversations and make sure that everybody's doing their job, I'm doing my job, and just really having a good circle. So, I think that that is hard, and that is hard but gratifying when you put in that work.
I know that you have another full-time job. You're a teacher, and so I understand having support in your office is really important, especially with those follow-ups and making sure that you are providing that excellent customer service to your constituents. And so let's switch the conversation over to your legislative assistant, Trevin Bass. Trevin, let's let the listeners kind of learn more about you. So what is your background and what did you do before Metro Council?
All right. Well, before I actually I was blessed with this opportunity. I was working at Beecher Terrace with USI Urban Strategies. That's a nonprofit organization. I want to say it was based in St. Louis, but what they do is actually help families thrive. One of my roles was family support specialist, in which I also do economic mobility. With that, I was able to help people get jobs, help build their resumes, and just overall just try to help people feel better and do better for themselves. Before that, I was actually working at Humana for 6 years. So I was only at USI for about 6 months. And then I got the call, Trev, I need you. Let's get it. And then before that, I was a food pantry director at a Calvary Episcopal Church, in which I ran, of course, the food pantry. We did turkey drive every year. And then other than that, I just was floating, just making, doing what I could do. Yes, ma'am.
Have a history with customer service and serving the community.
Yes,
so I
ma'am.
love that.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I know every council office is different, but they all have full-time staff members to kind of help them with day-to-day things.
Right, yes,
What
ma'am.
specifically do you do to serve District 3 in your capacity?
Well, the main specific thing I do actually is resolve problems. And the second thing I do that I try to do is keep up with this man. He has a lot of great ideas, and what he has taught me through these years is you can't take no for an answer, but you got to always be prepared for that no. So then we say, okay, well, let's go this next route. So with the office, with us, what I do is, of course, listen to the calls, but we also try to find resolutions before the problem comes. So we have someone who rides the neighborhoods, even myself. We try to look for stoplights, speed bumps, even just speak to the constituents to see what's going on. That's why one of our focus is to take care of these food deserts, these food insecurities. He has another focus on the youth. So we partnering up with other organizations, nonprofits, that's focused with that. And, I'm just whatever coach told me the ball, tell me to do with it. I'm ready for it.
Right answer, right?
Right. So yes, ma'am.
And so what's been something challenging maybe that you've discovered since taking the position?
The challenging thing is myself. I thank you a lot about this, but I'm very, sometimes I'm like, I can't do this, but I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I get in my own way, and he has to shake me up and be like, man, you got this. Yeah. But another challenging is law. You come to find out that the things that we want to do, you can't do because of law. And then you be like, well, how are we going to change this law? Then you got to find the people to help change the law. So I'm constantly getting it. We talk on a regular. So it's 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, Trev, county attorney. And I'm like, yeah, let me figure this out. But then they got to figure out, okay, who do you want? So, it's just figuring out the problem and the solution within the same sentence,
And then on the other side of that, what's been your favorite part?
Everything. People think, and this is honest, when people ask me, how do you like this? I tell them I'm living a dream that I never knew that would ever come true. And so every day it's at a point to where my oldest son is saying he wants to be the mayor,
That.
And my youngest son, he just started kindergarten, and he cries to not be able to come into office, So the biggest thing is being able to show them that I can do this. Another biggest thing is showing myself that I can do this, and I'm helping. Somebody call me, hey, Trevin, I'm going to fix it.
Yeah.
Or let me talk to Councilman Rashad. He going to get it done. He going to fix it. All I got to do is type per Councilman Rashad.
Right.
So, but that's empowering. And then it also got my gear going for 2024 and how I can be a bigger impact, not only as a Metro worker, but just as a person, period. So I have my own nonprofit, but I'm now knowing how to push it out and be much better at that.
I love it, making a difference.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And so thank you both for sharing a little bit more personal information about yourself. And now I'm going to turn it back over to you, Councilman, so you all can start your discussion on mentoring.
All right. Yeah, we really want to talk about the historic route. The concept of this show was really mentorship and the effects that it have. And I think that our viewers and listeners are able to understand that this relationship that Trevin and I has is a direct impact of a mentor relationship. We met. I was teaching. He was in high school. Well, you wasn't in my class.
Never was in his class.
No. But we had some conversations out in the hallways and in different areas, and we just conversated and really just connected. He does a whole lot right now. He's been doing a whole lot. I sponsor a group called Men Equality. I've been doing Men Equality youth mentoring services for almost 20 years now. And I saw something in Trev that was just like a fire. He's ready to go. And at some point, he became president of the Men Equality, which was a revolutionary point at Seneca High School at that point because, we were doing things that had never been done. I mean, he was challenged to do a task of, was it Dare to Care?
It was Dare to Care, yep.
Dare to Care, which the task was 10,000 cans in 10 days. Exceeded that goal. I mean, they're going up and down the hallways with different teachers everywhere, promoting, putting it in. People were bringing in cans left and right. He worked so hard that the Beta Club gave him an award. He wasn't even part of the Beta Club. Never was in the Beta Club, but he got awarded for doing that. I mean, that's just one thing. Another thing that we've done together, and it's, Trev has just been a lifeline. It's funny how during the conversation talking about mentorship, I'm the mentor, but I've learned so much from Trev. I mean, he inspires me. We did a video against Students Against Drunk Driving, and we made a little rap video on that, a little 30-second. And, it was entered into a contest, and we won the contest for, best video. And our video about drunk driving, drunken and driving for students was featured on MTV, VH1, ESPN, all the way back there while he was in high school. And he was, and Trevor's such a talented person. I'm very confident in his media ability because he's been doing media for me for years. Even since high school, he helped create that video. That video went, and then as I was teaching, we stayed in contact. We made some more videos for students who were doing different lesson plans. He's very talented, very creative, hardworking, and yo, man, just love this guy, man. Just really do. Just really do.
You for real.
He's got sons. I'm the godfather to his sons and to becoming the best man at his wedding. And yeah, man, it's just really a testament to what mentorship can do because he's mentoring his own kids now, and they're going to be amazing. And because there's a lot of students and people who just fall through the crack because they don't have that person there with them, pulling them to the side. When I came up, I had different mentors for myself. My karate teacher, Grandmaster John W. Mason in Frankfurt, rest in peace, really uplifted me. Just having somebody to talk to, run ideas by, and really just want to install some knowledge into you. And that's what we really want to bring to most kids in this district is giving them something to do. Tell them about the Will Pitts.
With the shoot ball, not guns.
Yeah, shoot balls, not guns.
Mr. Will Pitts actually is very involved in the community where out of his own pockets, he actually funds the program with mentoring, and they also do basketball and stuff. And his initiative goal actually is to get the kids off the streets, to get them to not pretty much shoot guns and really focus on the physical activities. We actually got another project with him. I want to say he's going to be at the block party for the basketball tournament, which I got to talk to you about. Right. Mr. Will Pitts, he's very active in the community. He has a lot of great things in store. So anyone who's listening, I would encourage you all to support that brother.
And that was our basketball camp. We sponsored with him at the South Louisville Community Center. Mm-hmm. So he had that through the summer for almost 2 months, and where he was going from Monday through Saturday, 5 through 8, 5 o'clock at night to 8 o'clock at night. Monday through Friday was the older kids, high school mostly, and then the younger kids was on Saturday from 5 through 8. And like Trevin said, these kids are paying money. He's paying money out of his own pocket to support these things. So we wanted to support him in those efforts. And those are the type of things we want to support because mentorship is everything. And our kids are falling through the crack. Death rate is up. Kids out there killing. The school that I'm at, most of the kids in my classroom are in this school because they probably brought a gun to school. For the most part, I really don't feel like anyone was trying to hurt somebody at the school. It's usually Mr. Rashad, I've got to protect myself because on my way to school, this may happen. On my way from school, this may happen. I got to go through this neighborhood. They don't like my neighborhood. And, and they reference, the kid got shot at the bus stop years ago. So it's a lot of heavy concepts. And I just think that, a lot of these kids are just caught up in the violence and just what they see on the streets. And there's not enough mentors out there to pick somebody up because, if you see another way, you're probably going to go another way. But if you never see that way, you're going to do what everyone else is doing around you. And in the men equality, we say in order to be a man, you got to see a man. And that's what our goal is, to put a mentor in front of every male, every female in the district, or really just, I just feel that it needs to be a standard, a societal standard.
So tell me a little bit more about Men Equality. Men
Equality was founded by the historically black fraternity Omega Psi Phi. And Omega Psi Phi started it over 20 years ago, and they had it at different schools. Now it's reached to almost every school in the district, high school and middle especially. The initial mission was really just to provide mentorship and guidance to black and brown kids in the neighborhoods, but, since it's been more like at risk in general, kids, and in general, and really just to provide guidance. So what we do is we make sure that these kids set goals, and we make sure that they follow them. But we also introduce them to figures who look like them, who are prominent in the community, whether they're business owners or engineers or other professions that they like. A lot of the problems is a lot of these kids have never, like I said, aren't exposed to enough. If all you do is live in your block, you don't see what's outside the block. So you got to be exposed to different people, different situations, because you don't know what's out there until you see it. So that's really our job, is really just to see that and see them through, and just to really just care for them authentically.
And Trevin, I know that you were president of Men Equality. So what led you there? How did you first hear about it at school, and what made you want to join and then also work your way up to be president?
Well, it's funny. I heard about it. I was a ninth grader, and I was getting in trouble. And someone who was older than me, he was a senior who I looked up to. He was like, "I'm leaving. You have to go here." Now, this is right before Mr. Rashad started the school. He wasn't there in my ninth grade yet.
Right.
The person who was
you were
there
as a teacher.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't at Seneca yet. So the person who was there, I didn't really connect with.
Right.
So I was like, I'm not doing that. And this brother was in the hallway, and like you said, he pulled me to the side. Like I said, I was not who I am now. And so I was like, man, who is he? Like, how did he get me to do this? And nobody else could. And they like, well, yeah, he's over here to Men Equality now. I was like, oh. So I went just to be around him. And I remember the day that he told me, you're going to run for president. I told him no. I said, ain't nobody. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And nobody's going to vote for me. And honestly, and I told my oldest son this, I actually wanted to be around Mr. Rashad because I didn't want to go home. Yeah. I didn't want to go back into an environment where I felt like didn't feel right and it wasn't supposed to be. And so, and then also, it was also a blessing that my mom was comfortable with him. So it was like, oh, I got a reason to come home late, and my mom's okay. And this is before I got my job. So once I got my job, I was always gone. So, and so, I joined it. He pushed me to be the president. And because he believed in me, after that, it was nothing. Like, I did the video. We did voter registration.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I wasn't even 18 yet, and I voted that year. But and we got a picture. It's a historical picture that I love so much because he's looking one way and I'm looking another way. We just doing our thing. But we had a voter registration booth at high school, and a lot of my peers voted that election. And that's very impactful because even to this day, they say, I remember Mr. Rashad and Trevin had a voter registration booth. Y'all gonna do it again? I'm like, bro, 32 years old. Like, I ain't gonna be here. Like, but it's something I can still do, Right. Because the impact that Men Equality had because of his leadership, I was that person who, when I graduated high school, where you at? And he wasn't even at Seneca. I went to Stewart when he went there. I went to whatever school he went because I knew the impact he had on me. So really, I joined Men Equality once he gave me that. He gave me that feeling of comfort
And he continued doing it. Like you said, when I left Seneca, I went to Stewart Middle School, Stewart Academy now, and he came through and helped mentor some of those middle school guys. You know, it's not always about receiving, it's receiving and giving. So, you know, giving back. So he's always giving back, going back to Stewart and helping me out with my middle quality group there. The school I'm at now, he's there a lot. The kids know him, and they respect him. They listen to him. So, you know, it was funny because I think a lot of them first met him when I took them. Some of them I met him first when I took the kids to Metro Hall. And then after that, they started seeing Trev come by the school talking to me, and he would talk to them, and really just try to mentor them right there on the spot. And it's really good because, you know, in teaching, you know, the teacher has a relationship with the students, but then when the students see someone who's closer to their age coming to talk to them, oh yeah, they straighten up and really listen, and it becomes more real to them. So Trev just provides that great dose of reality and inspiration that they need. And, you know, it's always love when it comes in. Everybody, you know, he's great with people. He's great with people, man. So, you know, it's an amazing thing. It's always an amazing, and I'm just, you know, and it just follows us everywhere. You know, and it's not just us. It's just the whole idea back to the concept of just mentoring. When I see my, you know, men of quality coming up and they're doing well, you know, the school I'm in, you know, Breckenridge Metro High School, deemed by some people to be, you know, a school for throwaway kids. And that's such a terrible thing because we should never give up on these, because some of our greatest minds are sitting right there in the school. You ought to see some of these artists and musicians and writers and thinkers. And somebody just argued with me so much today. I was like, you definitely going in the law. Look at that. How's that going to work? But, you know, but they need that. And the program that we're in just really produces a whole lot of leaders. There's a lot of kids that I see. I was just talking to one a couple of days ago. He graduated from our school, and, you know, no one told him. Everyone told him that he wasn't going to do anything. And at his graduation party, his whole graduation party 2 months ago got shot up. Yeah, you know, somebody, one of his best friends died, and my student said, you know, it's definitely time for me to get out of Louisville and do something different. And, you know, he's enrolled into a college in Minnesota. He's playing on the football team right now. And, you know, and I tell him, you know, if you ever make it, you know what I'm saying, when you make it big and do all that, I don't want any money from you. I just want a shout out. He's like, you going to get that anyway, shout out. I was like, okay, cool. Well, since I'm going to get a shout out, let me give him my second request in. I'll say my second request is, and I tell this to all of them, is that one day you going to run into the younger version of yourself. And I need you to be there for them just like, you know, I'm here for you because y'all the younger version of me. And, you know, so that's it. That's exactly what's necessary. And, you know, as long as each one's spreading the love, then, you know, we all come up, and then we all come up quicker because too many young folks, and I think our society in general is really keyed in on individualism and being independent, and we can't be just we can be an individual, but we got to be interdependent. We all need each other. That's truly the reality. We all are more successful quicker when we come together. Otherwise, we might be battling each other, and we're pulling each other down. So, you know, it's just that sense of community responsibility that we want to have. Went to the soup kitchen and on like Thanksgiving and Christmas, and, you know, serve folks because, you've got to do service to improve yourself. You've got to do service to improve your community. So glad to bring, you know, mentorship into the forefront as far as my position here at Metro Council. I'm very proud of that basketball program that Brother Will Pitts put on, and real proud of this educational back-to-school block party we got coming up.
Really big,
That's a great segue. Why don't you all talk about that upcoming event and what it's going to include and what day and how people can attend?
Okay.
All right. I'm going to start off with the basics, and then I'm going to let Trev jump into more specifics. But the day is September 9th. It's going to be from 5 till 8 or later, perhaps. But it'll definitely start at 5, and it's going to be in South Central Park. And we definitely shout out to Councilman Philip Baker on this one.
Yes.
We're in a collaboration with him because South Central Park is actually his district, even though I'm the next street right adjacent to it, honestly. So I'm glad to work with him on this, and we really want to provide some educational opportunities for kids and for adults, and have a really fun time while bringing attention to issues that could help all of us out. Let me let you jump in real quick.
So at the event, of course, it's going to be from 5 to 8, September 9th. The address is 2800 Colorado Avenue. And, of course, it's like a back-to-school block party. And one of the biggest focuses that we're doing is we're going to give back to the educators. So we're still kind of working on that logistics, making sure everything looks good. But like Councilman Rashad was saying, we're going to be having education booths, health booths. So Miss LaTanya Bland, she actually owns Brain Freeze, and what she does with that program, and that's actually in our district as well, is in Saffron Terrace. She delivers delicious ice like shaved ice and ice cream and stuff.
Yeah.
And then she also actually throughout the day tutor kids, help them with their math, and he's a math musician as well. So so she gets the kids together and they bring their scores up real high. So I'm blessed to be able to know her as well. So she's going to be there.
She's an amazing math
she's pretty
teacher.
cool.
She's
yeah.
gonna provide resources.
I mean, putting shaved ice and math together, that's brilliant right
It
there.
makes, it makes
So,
you
I mean,
want to, I want to do 2 + 2.
Right.
I'm ready. Let me get that. A recruitment for like education, bus drivers, teachers, even any other job, just providing opportunities for people. Because
That's a good idea because JCPS did say that they wanted to help sponsor this event, so that's perfect timing, honestly.
We're going to go ahead and go with that.
In fact, we got a couple of teachers that who are PE teachers that are going to come in and try to do some health exercises, activities with the kids.
Get 'em moving.
And then we got Brightside, who's going to help sponsor. They're going to give us, of course, the equipment. They're awesome. We done did a couple things with them. But the overall goal, of course, is to have a great time with everybody. But it's also to bring awareness because Councilman Baker and Councilman Rashad is both educators, and I think that'd be a pretty good thing for us to do.
A lot of students plan on having a lot of students in there. We have a couple of student performers that we're going to see. Shout out to Chris Rashid and Mighty Shades of Ebony Lionheart. We've got a great group. We're hoping to see Nyree Clayton and the Young Prodigies as well out there. School started on August 9th. We definitely want to keep that great spirit going in September, because a lot of times we're excited for the first month and then it dies down. We don't want it to die down. We want to pick it back up.
Yeah, keep the excitement rolling and keep the energy up. Well, I love that. And it sounds like a great community event that's also going to provide a lot of connections to great resources and also sounds like a really fun party. So where can folks learn more about District 3 or how to contact you if they want to learn more about, the men equality or about the block party or anything coming up?
All right. How do we get to the newsletters?
Well, to get the newsletters, you can go to so I want to say it's LouisvilleKY.gov, and how I search for you really just search for your district councilman. But when you get to the website, it gives you options to actually be a part of the newsletter. I truly encourage you all to sign up for that newsletter, and I also encourage you to go to the Facebook page where it's Councilman Rashad.
Or you can also just call the office at 502-574-1103. Just call us up. We're responsible. We'll be here.
Kumar's for the people, most definitely.
Kumar's for the people. That's right. Trevin's for the people.
Oh, man.
Well, thank you both for sharing your personal story with us today.
Thank you for having us.
It just takes one person to make a difference. One person on the receiving end, one person on the giving end.
Yes.
And one at a time, it could really benefit the whole community. So thank you both for everything that you do for the community and for youth in the area.
But thank you.
All right. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much for joining the District Download, and we'll be back on September 26th. Until next time, thank you.
Have a great one.
All right. Thank you all.